Good morning, all. Today we'll discuss about the sexual reproduction in plants. In that topic, we will first discuss about the structure of bisexual flower, then we'll discuss about the pollination, then pollinating agents, then we'll discuss about the double fertilization and triple fusion phenomenon in plants and many more things. So let's get continue. So we'll see about now sexual reproduction in plants. But before going to sexual reproduction in plants, we'll first study about the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction. See, these are the differences. In sexual reproduction, two parents are required, whereas in asexual reproduction, only a single parent is required. Okay, during sexual reproduction, animals or organisms undergo or plants undergo only meiosis, that is meiotic division, whereas in asexual reproduction organisms undergo mitosis or mitotic division. That is, during asexual reproduction no reduction division takes place, whereas in sexual reproduction reduction division takes place, that is chromosome number reduces to half. During sexual reproduction, gamete formation takes place and fertilization of gametes also takes place. During asexual reproduction, there is no gamete formation, no fertilization. So, whatever the offsprings are formed, they are genetically identical or exact copy of their parent. Whereas in sexual reproduction, the offspring produced are not genetically identical or not exact copy of the parents. Some similarities are there between sexual and asexual reproduction. They are in both reproduction, if reproduction takes place by both way, the new individual is produced and the genetic material of parents or the parental generation is transferred to the next generation. Okay, now see, next is structure of flower. In structure of flower, we'll see about male part, female part, the individual units and all whorls of the flower. Flower contain mainly four whorls: petal, sepal, carpel and stamen. See, petals are, the group of petal is called corolla, group of sepal is called calyx. The male flowers or male part of the flower is androecium, whereas female part of flower is called as gynoecium. Okay, now see here, the colorful flower, we can see here a reddish, a bright colored petals are there. This is the first whorl of flower. Then sepal, the greenish leaf like structure present below the petal is called as sepal. Androecium, the individual unit is called as stamen. So androecium consists of two part, anther and filament. This one is anther and this is a filament. The gynoecium consists of three parts: stigma, style and ovary. Stigma, style, ovary constitutes carpel. Individual unit is called carpel and the whorl is called gynoecium. So calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium constitutes flower. This is the base of flower called thalamus and this is a pedicel. Okay, the stalk of flower is called pedicel. So this is the structure of bisexual flower. I will repeat it: calyx, this is corolla, this is anther, filament constitutes stamen and stigma, style, ovary constitutes carpel, that is the female part of the flower. Okay, now next, see, this is the structure of stamen and this is the structure of carpel. Stamen consists of anther, filament. Inside anther, pollen grains will be produced by meiotic division and this is the structure of carpel. Stigma, style, ovary, and inside the ovary wall there are ovules. This ovary is based on the thalamus. Okay, so this is the individual unit of carpel and this is the individual unit of stamen, which is given in yellowish color. Now next, this is the inside structure of a single ovule. See here, in this structure we can see here the green portion. Here, this is the embryo sac. If single ovule from it is zoomed, then we can see the next structure, that is embryo sac. In embryo sac there are total 8 cells, 2 synergid cells at the upper end and 1 egg cell in between. Downside there are 3 antipodal cells, and at the center there are 2 polar nuclei. Okay, so next we'll see here in anther pollen grains will produced, and these pollen grains are the male gametes of flower. These pollen and ovules are the female gamete. Okay, and these are the pollen grains are male gamete. Okay, and this is female gamete, ovules. Now see, pollen grains which are produced inside the anther will go to the stigma, and the process is called pollination. The transfer of pollen grain from stigma anther to the stigma of flower is called as pollination. Next, see, there are two types of pollination: cross pollination and self pollination. Cross pollination means transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of different flower